Give me a home out in the bush, please. Lots of more trees, a bong or two, me, mate. Wild roost, some skunk out the back. Hydro in the shed, and the old smoking chair, and the old smoking chair.
G'day legends, and welcome back to the Terpene Table, where cannabis culture meets cultivated conversation. I'm Wild Roo, grower, guide, and your mate in the garden. Each episode we dig deep into the roots of the plant, from terpene talk to cultivar deep dives to the stories shaping the cannabis scene. So roll one, pack one, pour a cuppa, and let's hop to it. But before we get started, let's do a quick roll call at the table. G'day everyone, and welcome back to the Terpene Table. As always, I'm Wild Roo, and today we have with us Tink.
Hey, bless yous.
We have Timmy.
It's your bear from the forest, soil to soul. I'm here for you. Microbes and magic, celebrating nature's beauty and nurturing community connections through the wonders of soil.
Amen.
And our Discord wildcard Mud.
Mud's about again. G'day, growers. Yeah, thinker, seer, observer, and definitely questioner.
Now, Mud, I think you have something to tell us, mate. What's going on in that big tent of yours?
Well, it's not going on in the big tent, mate. It was going on in the big tent, and then it had to be moved into another tent because this big particular girl of mine decided that she wanted to express herself a little differently than expected. So yeah, she ended up taking up a little bit more space.
Okay. So she started leaning an unexpected way, let's say.
Well, I wouldn't say it was so much unexpected, just surprising. And when you make them veg out a little long, you can run into situations like that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'm vegging out extra long at the moment. This will be good.
Yeah, so yours is
How long are we talking?
I didn't note it correctly exactly, but it is between 80 and 100 days,
Okay.
which isn't generally that. It is this particular one wanted to stretch the way it did. I've got other phenos like it, but they are other phenos. Sorry, I've got sisters of it, but they're not the same pheno, and they did not behave like this.
Interesting.
She had to be moved out. She was in my big grow space, and then she had to be moved into a smaller one in isolation. She got put in isolation. She's filling up almost a 5x4 space, and
Wow.
she's under she has setups just in there for her, and but she's full.
Yeah, wow. And so she's part of that Z99, isn't she? She's a Z99 cross.
Z99 cross Mango Haze. It's one of Wally Duck's. It's very, very nice. That I might have to try that Mango Haze itself sometime without Z99. Got some very good things from that lineage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's going to explain that big stretch.
Yeah, so she
Just that hay.
the reason
The
reason she got me. Sorry, mate, you go.
No, you keep going. You're right.
Yeah, the reason I got a bit confused is I've grown a couple of Z99 crosses, and all of them are usually very heavy Z99 leaning, and they keep that very, at least to that kind of more stout, smaller, robust size and pheno and expression to them. And even the other the Zion Haze crosses, the Mango Haze crosses are quite small, but this girl, she just not small. I shouldn't say small, but by the standard of this girl, they are smaller. But this girl, she's just hitting the roof, and she's over 6 foot. She's a big girl.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
What
Yeah,
size
so
pot
that'll-
have you got her in?
She's currently in it's an interesting one. She's in a bin from Bunnings, one of those small circle ones. And what I do, it's a sip. It's sub irrigated. It's so it's about 70 liters, but I think I maybe take about 5 or 10 of that with, and then just top water the
Right.
nutrients in and living soil, and you put the water in through down the tube.
Yep.
But it punches well above its weight. She shouldn't by right be this large in this size of soil, living soil. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So it's like babysitting a teenager who just will not stop growing. The allowance is getting you just in how long it's been in that.
It's yeah, it's like it's more like an adult that won't stop growing. You know, you've got a kid in your house and he's sitting in your basement. He's 25 years old and he's 6'7" and 200 fucking kilos.
That's a good comparison. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Keeps demanding Pop Tarts. Yeah.
I love Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, they're
doesn't?
disgusting.
Oh, they're great. What are you talking about? I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
You need to make some edible ones, some infused ones.
Oh, the worst.
It's a great. Yeah. So what are you looking at stretch wise? Do you reckon? Probably 200%.
Oh boy, that's a very good question. I'd have to look at my exact photos, but yeah, maybe even a slightly more than that. But it's
Yeah.
more the way she spread. She didn't just go straight up. This girl spread out. So I topped her probably about the fifth, I'd say, the fifth node. Then she stretched up, the main top collars, the other ones, the apical meristem and whatnot. She stretched it straight up, and then it fell outwards, and then all of the stemming off the side of the main branches all came out, and they're all producing probably 3-4 grams of dried plant material each. So all of those, and then that's not including what's going on at the top. So she likes to stretch out and then take up all that space to herself, but she's beautiful.
And then horizontal grow off her stretch.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she'll stretch up, and then as soon as she starts fattening, she falls straight out. So beforehand, she took up a quarter of my main area, and she took this space of. I had to take her out because I believe plants to some capacity are somewhat, cannibalistic or predatory. She was using the other plants as supports, so she didn't have to put the energy in, and it was starting to. Sorry about that. She was starting to use the other plant structure as her support, so she could grow larger, and it was severely affecting everything else. Very much so. So it's interesting to watch.
So she's an alpha.
So very heavy
woman.
haze leaning.
Yeah.
Very heavy haze leaning. Very,
Well, it's a haze.
very short.
That's that. Jungle typical thing too. Like stretching for that far red, looking for it in any growth hole and canopy, using anything it can to climb.
I also have added red into the lights I use, like it's the ones I use have additional red, so that may have had a big factor in it. But as you say, that's that real jungle climate, or even that North Queensland climate that they like. There's a lot of expressions that are specific to our regions and whatnot because of how much this line has been worked over here.
Definitely.
So you get not necessarily jungle. They're very interesting. The sativas or the narrow leaf varieties we get in Australia or specifically Queensland. They grow. Yeah, they really like this style of heat. It's just interesting, this style of environment.
Just throw them a bit more general, just to your like indica and sativa type. See. Indicas being like Indian and sativas being from like your European regions. Way back when.
And they're obviously thriving in the high humidities, are they?
Well, this one is.
That's the beauty of the ones that have been worked by the Aussies. So they can be dealt with the humidity a bit more.
Yeah.
And the work they put in themselves before we got to them. A lot of these plants put in their own work to survive. They didn't get here for thousands of years just by sitting on their asses and not adapting.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, before we plucked them out of the wild and decided to play Mother Nature.
Yeah, and tell them how they're
cultivating
supposed
them,
to respond, and yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's sort of why we ended up with the Z99, because C99 just didn't work here.
I thought
No,
there was
it's
C99. Yeah.
Yeah, there is. It's Princess, isn't it?
Cinderella 99, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
Cinderella, yeah.
yes. That's the one I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that
so-
that's taken back to the genetics. Her genetics are very strong from the Z99 because she actually, I believe, has some like land racy adjacent things in her, and that I believe that was put in to create a bit of toughness and rigidness to mix in with it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because those
it does
genetics don't
feel.
quite
Yeah.
work.
Well, it's obviously
No.
worked what they've done to adapt it to our conditions, because you've got the proof of that with with what you've produced with the Z99, the cross.
Yeah, well, that's the work that exactly, Wally put in
Oh,
to sort of to
Yeah.
stop the rot that we would get from
yeah,
the C99 and work it to
yeah,
something that was tangible for our outdoor climate, and he's
yeah,
done a
There's
fantastic job with it.
very clear difference between a plant that enjoys its outdoor environment and a plant that thrives in its outdoor environment. And you can always see
yeah,
one that generally isn't meant to be grown around here because they don't necessarily struggle, but they're not expressing how you see them express elsewhere.
yeah.
And what terps are you pulling at the moment?
So
That
Z9,
typical rotten fruit?
so the Z99 one's giving me that straight rotten fruit, but the haze leaning one, the mango leaning one, she's giving me like a dehydrated mango pieces that have been left out in the sun again and then poured with cheap alcohol. That's exactly the profile I'm getting at the moment.
Okay, yep.
Interesting.
Stunning though, beautiful, beautiful. The
Yep.
the shorter one has sometimes, and on the start, like a mango zest, almost like a mango, like you've grated mangoes really recently, and then it goes into that rot, that funk.
Yeah, beautiful. Yum.
Huge plant
Yep.
too. Like
So not something you'd recommend trying to chuck in a backyard in Tassie for an outdoor grow then?
Probably not Tassie. You'd probably want to look for something very special for Tassie, but yeah. No, it's definitely need to pick what you've got around you, and you pick to what you need to get your climate going or get going in your climate.
Yeah, I'd be going real indica leaning if I was in Tassie. Just stuff that's going to finish fast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And then just something
that's
that really wants that cold, and that way we can get it to express too. In Tassie, I would be looking for things that really want to express in the cold and really express those purple colorations, even those blacks. Get like some of those Afghani looking things, and you get some really deep purples up in the Himalayas as well. I'd love to mimic some of that down there.
Yeah, definitely. Timmy, you chiming in up here, mate?
No, I'm just enjoying the conversation. The personal experiences and the wealth of knowledge that mud is just fascinating to listen to. But I kind of look. I have a personality towards the Z99 because it is kind of an offshoot of the Jack Herer lineage as well, and like with the Cinderella 99 being I guess the once in a lifetime. From there that they managed to isolate the shorter flowering times with the more kind of stockier structure. It's just such a fascinating pheno, and it's definitely one of my favorites as well. And combine that with a bit of Aussie magic and the Queensland growers, and you pretty much have the all round evolution from things like Mullumbimby madness that can handle that kind of 30 to 40 degrees Celsius heat. And what an absolute winner. And it just goes to show how special some seeds can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
that
Well said.
that C99 was a bit of a game changer at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Too, that shorter flowering time was pretty important for people.
It was. Mm.
Yeah, I remember back in the day doing 13, 14 week flowering on some big sativas that were just wanted to keep on going, just refused to sit in that window that we now have such a benefit of having, that 7 to 9 week kind of range. And to have something that pops out and expresses like C99, and then the Z99 is what a game changer.
Definitely. When you're using it to feed your fam, it means crop cycles turn over a lot faster too. So
Yeah.
Imagine if you could build a house 2 months quicker each year, and you're a builder.
Yeah.
it's exactly right.
I must have female to it. It was always like birthing a baby, and who doesn't want to birth the baby quicker, get it out and stuff. playing with rather than having to sit there watching it. I think that was part of the reason I struggled a bit with putting regs in, because it literally was a year out of your life. That's how long it went for. And if they turned, there was 6 months down the track, gone, out the door. But I
They're a
find
big
it
commitment for an outdoor
really
grower, definitely.
big
Outdoor is
time,
definitely a different
yeah.
story.
But coming down to the conversation about climate, it is so relevant. I don't want to say that I'm ignorant, but it wasn't that long ago where it wasn't even part of my thinking. I just put in, oh, what do I want to grow? Not aware that I had where I'm actually situated is a limited window of growing. So there are certain strains where I'm out of luck. They're not going to fully ripe. They're not going to fully be able to flower because I'm missing that extra 6 weeks or so with actual sun time. That's become relevant. You're planning what's going to suit my environment, what's going to suit I've got to grow, and all of that. It's a really good discussion to have and a good thought process to have before you go into it.
And even
Sure.
things you don't consider. Smell, is
Yeah.
it going to grow over your fence? Do you need to keep
Yeah.
it below your fence?
Yeah.
These are all. Do you need to keep it inside of a hothouse or a greenhouse? These are all things you
Yeah.
need to consider. On a porch,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, do you
then
have to start
there's
tying it down
varieties.
early because it's just going to stretch it and go high? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you need to top
Yeah.
it? Will
Yeah.
it do fine without it? Yeah, exactly. Or if you're
Yeah.
somewhere prone to storms, if you're somewhere where the storm season moves through a little earlier, you're
Yeah.
not going to want those big stretchy girls out there trying to catch the hail.
No. No. No.
No, well then that leads into something like that Texada time warp from Canada. So that's they're like cold star because it just survives the
Yeah.
cold.
Crazy good. I need some of them.
Don't know a lot about that. As I said, that was a bit before my time, but it's from what I do know, it's not too much around in its null form, like it's more original form anymore. But from what I know, that thing was a powerhouse in the region it came from, especially in
Yeah.
those conditions. So it's a very impressive one to read about.
Well, that
And
was
then,
one that was bred by sort of not purposely by them in sort of that way, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of sort of the definition, the whole landrace thing. Some people are out there developing newer landraces. People think landrace means developed out there specifically by nature. No, it actually roughly folks plant or people's cultivation sort of deal. But yeah, and you compare it to say our Z99 or something like that, and I don't know if our Z99 or these crosses would go very well up in that snow.
No, definitely not.
The mold to get them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
100,
exactly.
100%,
Which is
yeah.
why this thing survived
Or the
so
frost.
well, apparently.
Yep.
Because it would grow like a pine tree, like grow 10 foot bloody tall, and finish 2 months short.
Yeah.
So finish before the
Yeah.
rain and the frost hit, and it was just like laughy, like airy.
Ah,
We're
that's
still
how
ready
it's
though. Still got it.
old. Yeah.
How long has it
Yeah.
been recognised as its sort of own thing?
Oh, I think probably since like the early 70s, I'd say. From everything
did a bit of
I've sort of
Did a bit
dug
of a look
into.
into it. It's an interesting one, that one.
Mm. Yeah, born by the Vietnam vets that did the old run, or the Vietnam Dodgers, sorry, not the vets, the ones that ran away from going to the war.
They just retreated in the opposite direction than the rest of them,
Yeah.
or advanced in the
okay,
opposite
yeah.
direction than the rest.
Advanced in the opposite direction, yeah, not retreated. Yeah,
They're just supplying it. Look, people needed medicine. All right,
Mate,
Yeah,
they
that's it.
were yeah.
Take some Mexican and Colombian seeds and run away to some islands. We'll be right.
Yep.
it's they would have had to have known what they were doing in their regions a lot too, their climates, everything like that. I feel like that's something that's not looked into enough, not even close.
Yeah, well, it looks like from the research I've done that they just sort of was just a plant and prey type deal with what they had, and
Self-selected itself, eh? Did
yeah,
they?
and
Like it was a reg, obviously. Did they not to make this into a strain talk, did they select from that, or let it sort of reproduce itself in seed? Sort of like you would just do with more traditional landrace cultivation.
It's a bit the what's it? The literature surrounding it's a bit
Yeah, that's
loose.
what I found. That's why I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, so
like
I can't
anything
really
here.
explain that one. Yeah,
And that's
much
why
more than you can. But from what I can gather, it is mostly natural selection. Because it was, mostly everything else went moldy and died. So whatever survived, survived. So if it managed to make it through to its breeding stage where it was making viable seed,
then it's a keeper.
You've got
if it's alive, it's a keeper.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the process
That's
was
good way,
what
though.
gathered the information, not them trying to actually investigate it. It was the process and the unfolding of it that gave them their understanding of which beans were good for that climate and which ones weren't.
Well, yeah, it was just a strain that was just cultivated
Yeah.
for their region, I guess, unintentionally. They needed
Yeah.
something that would survive, and that was just what survived. So
Just
And they
knowing
did
a
what they did
plant
up
will
there.
survive in the cold is out
the complete
it's
contrast,
so
something
good.
like our
Yep.
Z99.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, can't handle. Yeah, it's. I wonder what some of these Australian genetics is. Greenhouse was over 50, and they were sprouts,
Yeah.
and they are doing okay. So and that's all Australian genetics. So very impressed. Very low humidity too.
That's
They were
right.
roasting in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Now my instruments may not be accurate
That's
because they're sitting outside, but still close enough to be warm in there.
oh yeah, it'd still be
quite logical.
roundabout and there enough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we've had some ruthless days over the last couple months.
God, I just
So,
can't imagine it. I'm
It's been
trying
rough.
to get this. It's hopeless. Yeah. I'm
You
watching
could
mine
you could
outside,
cop it.
like stretched to nothing. They're like, please, son, where are you? Yeah. Yeah. They're still
You
growing.
could cop a
but
tan
yeah,
here the
it's
daytime.
interesting.
A week. How are they? How are they doing since we last saw them?
What? Mine?
How are they looking to? Yeah, the outdoor ones. Yeah.
Oh, they're still alive and they're kind of okay because there literally just
And you
isn't
cloned them
enough
outside,
sun.
right?
You know? Sorry?
Did you clone? You put them straight in from cloning outside, straight from cutting
Oh,
outside.
okay. Well, I've got a few outside now. Sorry. So yeah,
Okay, my
there is a
mistake.
crop.
Should know better.
Yeah, no, my mistake because I forget that I don't share a lot of the whole picture. So yeah, there is a little
I should know
crop
that you
of
have
ones.
more.
I've always got more. There's always more. Always, there's more.
Should always be more.
Can't help myself. Yeah, and then I win this fabulous seed starting implement, and of course I've got to use it, so there's more beans popping at the moment too. I just pop few
That's
little
amazing.
crystal clusters and see if they'll come up.
They'll
Because
come
what's a
up.
few autos,
Oh yeah,
always
they'll come
find
up.
room for them outside. Yeah, but you're right. I do have a little crop that I put and I'm not going to say I didn't put any love into because I put love into everything, but I put no extra TLC or any rooting formula or anything like that I'd done with the others that I'd so tenderly raised, as clones to a decent size to put outside. I literally had a handful of them, like a vase full, and I thought I can't throw these out, so I'm just going to shove them in the ground, and they all survived.
That's incredible. I've tried to do
So they're all
similar.
sitting out there. They're not like
So
doing
impressive.
a great deal, but they're also not dying. So
Well, they're probably
you know,
not fully established yet, right? If it was just
they
cuttings, they're
probably
probably
aren't.
because it's
They've
very
only
cold.
been out
Your
there
root
like a
zones.
month, but they've started getting new little leaves, but they're not saving. It's quite interesting to watch. Mm. When you're not really
Yeah, that
dependent
is
on it,
interesting.
it becomes a journey of experimenting and investigating and curiosity. And that's when I really love it, seeing
Yeah,
what
well,
it
those
does.
cuttings are reverse genetics too, so they're
Right.
like a pretty highly indoor cultivated strain, I would say, and
Oh, so they're
indoor
not,
bred.
yeah, so they're kind of made for indoors.
Oh,
They're
1000%.
handling that pretty well.
time.
you said put
So
that
they're
you were
doing
putting
well.
them into the ground just straight from cutting? Yeah, they are doing well. They're alive.
Yeah,
That's better than I can do by sticking
yeah, they're
cutting
well and
straight into the
truly
ground.
alive. I did work out with clones that I honestly think that they love being filled with water before you actually shove them into the ground. So sitting them, like, pump their stems full of water. So sitting them in a vase full of water for at least 2 days made the difference between them living and not living.
Interesting.
But I could be wrong. But
Yeah, well, I know people that struggle even in like a turbo cloner. So, yeah,
wow.
for you to go just straight into
Don't get
dirt.
started.
Yeah, I think it says a little bit about my dirt too, because I put so much work into my dirt. It was just such a nice place for them to go into. Do you know
Probably a
what
lot
I
of enzymatic activity. A lot of
Yeah,
messages
the,
going on just to tell them get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You can block
massaged
stream.
immediately upon getting in. They're like, "Yo, happy days. We're in the good
Exactly.
soil with the good
Yeah, and that's
vibes."
what I felt. They just like, "Oh, yeah, let's do this." And I was, like, taken aback because I so offhandedly did it, and they were like, "Yeah." Good times. I love it. Don't know what I'm gonna do when they all grow, like, to a decent size.
how
Hello.
old is your
So
soil there, do you reckon, Tink? Like the soil
I
you're using that
dug it
you've got
all out
those.
this last season, this season, so I dug out 13 centimetres and put all my compost, which is my dead leaves and all of that, in the bottom, and then I put the dirt back on top, and then I fed it with
Yeah,
4 or
beautiful.
5 different bags of different manures and worm castings, and then I just watered it over winter because we had no rain. And it life.
See, you say you don't have a lot of knowledge, but that's knowledge. You just don't have the knowledge.
Alright.
Definitely.
That's it. I don't
Yeah,
have the
for all
wording,
that
I
prep
don't have
that
the
you put
jargon.
in the pre-season. Yeah,
Yeah. And I know
you know what
what
you're
I'm
doing.
doing. I know when I open a bag, whether it's an okay bag or not, you know? I work better with outdoors because, it's just what I know. You know, I work with sacrificial gardens, you know, I work with the essential oils and garlic juice as a deterrent because I'm not killing anything, I'm just trying to redirect it.
Sorry, everybody, hold that thought. It's time for a quick ad break. This episode of the Terpene Table is brought to you by Growers Pal. Aussie legends when it comes to keeping your clones safe in transit. If you've ever tried to post a cutting wrapped in wet paper towel and cling wrap, you'll know it's a gamble at best. Growers Pal clone shippers take the guesswork out of it. Purpose built with segmented compartments to keep your genetics snug, and even a little LED light to keep them happy on the road. Whether they're headed up the coast or across the country, you can trust your prize cuts will land fresh, not fried. They're mates of the Roo and they're mates of the Discord, so you know their growers looking out for you, not just trying to sell you something. Head over to growerspower.com.au. That's www.growerspal.com.au and sort yourself out with a proper kit for moving your genetics across the country. Because good clones deserve a fair dinkum safe ride.
At Blazing Trail, we're on a joyful adventure celebrating life, love, and nature's beauty. We cultivate vibrant outdoor connections, foster community collaborations, and source wholesome treasures like our Sprout seed starter for precise, energy-efficient germination and FlexiGerm silicone seed pods for sustainable, airflow-enhanced sprouting. All with the care for our world. Join us in blazing a sustainable trail filled with laughter and magic. Visit blazingtrail.com.au.
While we're on the subject of good gear, I'm going to give a cheeky shout out to my own spot, the Wild Vault. It's packed with glass, gadgets, and grow gear, all the little treasures that make your sesh just that bit sweeter. So, if you're looking for something fresh to add to your kit, swing by thewildvault.xyz and have a sticky beak. It's basically a toy box for grown-up stoners. And hey, if it's genetics you're chasing, head over to our mates at wildrootcultivars.com and check out what they've got cooking. Anyways, I'm starting to sound like a used car salesman, so back to the show.
Whereas indoors, you've got to be real strict. You can't have bugs unless they're good bugs, and you can't
don't have a
redirect
choice.
stuff.
Sometimes you
No,
don't have a choice
don't.
indoors with having other bugs.
That's true.
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
have bugs, but
right.
only when I have a weak plant. I actually use as an indicator that one of my plants is not up to par. It's actually I embrace it. Yeah, so I have so many positive bugs in my actual soil and on the substrate below it that whenever there's something that's an issue, they'll just go up and take care of it. And if the bugs down below don't take care of it, and their immunity doesn't take care of it, then there's something wrong with that plant and I need to address the issue. So it's a very
Right.
good indicator.
But
That's
then,
Sometimes you can't
yeah,
get rid of them.
that's exactly how I work with my outdoor. So do you think you're making your indoor more logic of an outdoor?
100%. Oh, that's exactly the
Yeah,
logic, but I
yeah,
can't. I
yeah.
never will be able
Because it
to.
is like
But
it's its
yeah,
own ecosystem. A lot of indoor growers are having it's null and void of an ecosystem.
it's not. They don't
Just
consider
their
what's
whole
outside
environment.
either. They also don't
Yeah,
consider what's outside their environment impacts what's in it too. You have to
yeah,
try and
yeah,
if you have an outdoor growing
Mhm.
environment, you're gonna try and need to match that indoors. If you're in a super cold environment, you can monitor that, keep your water cold, keep those
yep,
roots cold. DWC, you're gonna get
yep,
results.
yeah, yep, yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah,
and
and that
bugs
comes
love to
down to
come
your
in from
genetics.
anywhere.
Sorry, Timmy,
Say that
repeat that,
again
mate.
to me?
Oh
Yeah,
no, I was just saying, bugs love to come in from anywhere. You come out
yep,
from mowing the lawn or something, and there is a billion of everything on you. And
yep,
one of my favorite things was to go, straight and look at my babies, and then bam, bugs. And
yep,
let me tell you, like I used bugs for bugs a few times, and
yep,
the first couple of times I forgot that they came packaged with like vermiculite, and I put it like directly in front of a fan, and vermiculite's like, how about we go absolutely everywhere?
Yeah, roll it. Roll
Yeah,
on that thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a learning experience, but I do recommend it because it really gets you involved in noticing that biome and how you nurture it when you go
Beneficial
through those
bugs
processes.
are god tier, in my opinion.
And nematodes,
Absolutely.
beneficial nematodes are game changers. They can get all sorts of things sorted if you know what you're doing with them.
Oh,
yep.
yeah,
And
yep. Feed
the
off all that larvae and that, and
Are
you
we talking
got it
proper
all under
ladybugs
control
and
before
stuff
you've got a
like that?
problem.
Yep.
what's that thing? Sorry.
Are we talking like proper ladybugs and stuff like that?
Ladybugs. We've got your, I think Braziliensis. We've got our, God, I don't
Yep,
remember the names. But yeah, beneficial mites. You can
yep.
get
And the little
the
Timmy,
green
chime
ones.
in, mate. This is you.
Yep, please.
There is such a plethora of
oh
different
yeah,
like bugs you can use. Like well, let's see. So you got your ladybugs, which is your classic one. You got little parasitic wasps that completely melt out like all of your aphid type of
Yep,
things. Like
Sorry, I
bugs
meant
for bugs.
nematodes.
Oh, nematodes. Oh,
Yeah, because Tink
honestly,
was
depends what you're
asking
targeting.
what a nematode is, so let's
Oh, do
break
you
them
not?
down a
nemat.
My
bit for
mistake.
everyone listening.
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a small worm, a small little round worm that like constitutes, I guess, the bioflora of your soil.
Ah,
They come in immense amounts of different varieties, some parasitic and some beneficial, and it's about having I guess the right balance and exactly what type of worms that you have in your soil and what they constitute. Like, are they eating my roots? Are they eating the bacteria that's attaching to my roots? Are they eating aphid eggs? Like,
yep,
I guess it's not a one-stop shop for understanding, I guess, what a nematode is. It's about
yep.
identifying exactly what type of
They're
nematode you
very
have. But
vast. They're very broad. Very broad. There's a
Yep.
That
lot
was
of
a
different
great
sorts.
explanation, though. I like
It
it.
was a
That's
good
perfect.
explanation. It gives me
And
a little bit of an understanding what area you're talking about. So
so
that's
I
good.
misunderstood your question. Sorry about that, Tink. Um,
No, you're
they do. So the ones I use specifically are for fungus gnats, and what they do is I
right.
put them in there and they seek out the larvae, and
Yep.
they essentially go through the larvae and dissolve it. Is my understanding.
Right.
Now I've had
That's
nematodes in the
how worst
past, not by
indoors is
choice.
fungus gnats, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really? Yeah,
fungus gnats are, fungus gnats are they're a pain in the ass and they get out of hand pretty quickly. But
they do.
to touch on what Timmy said, there are a vast amount of nematodes, and the first time I encountered them was in fish tanks, and they were not a good thing. When you have them in a closed aquarium, they're a very, very, very bad thing to have. And when you have certain creatures in there that can't tolerate the treatment, it's pain to deal with. But yeah. And as for the pests coming outside, nailed it. You should really, really, really want to be on. If you don't want to have that biological setup with all of the integrated pest management of the beneficials, you're going to want to be cleaning yourself every time you go in and out of the grow room, every time you come in and outside, and everything like that. I have a set up environment, and every time I intend to do things in my lung room, I will go for a shower. Every time I come out, I will go for a shower. When I am doing things outdoors, no matter what it is, I will can go for a shower. I probably have 8 showers a day, even just to rinse everything off, just to 10 a day. A single
It
trip.
makes sense.
And I went through, and there was no thrips anywhere else. So yeah.
Great piece of advice.
Yeah. I learned the
that's
hard
crazy,
way on the simple side of things, thinking that I could complement outdoor and indoor. You know, I'll just take the pot out, it can have some sun if there's sun, and then
I
I'll
do
bring
that,
it back.
though.
No,
stupid.
this does not
I'm-
work. That was a learning experience.
why
That
we
one.
Not if you're
separate,
that
isn't it?
anal about your environment, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
and then taking them outdoors, it sort of defeated the purpose, I guess.
Yeah, big time. Mm.
I unfortunately have to take mine outside sometimes in certain scenarios, so that's a bit
Oh
of a
well,
pain.
that's a different that's a different kettle of fish. Sometimes you
But
have
you
to
can
do
take
that for your
I
It
spray
also
safety.
everywhere first.
Yeah, it also showed me that my passion lies outside. If I'm forever, the sun's out, I want to get all my plants outside. I definitely need to. I thrive more in an environment outside than I do inside. It's just a natural thing with me. Yeah. Or I have to stay on task, you know, and know they're okay. They're doing
That's a
fine
good way of
indoors.
putting
They're
it.
not missing out on anything.
That's a good way of putting it. You're definitely
Yeah.
babysitting them. They're inside, they're outside. You just let them go play.
Oh, amen. I think that's part of the joy too. It's such an easier way to grow stuff, you know. It's also not guaranteed. None of it's guaranteed. I mean, I don't think indoors guaranteed either, but you've got a lot more control and a lot more ways to control indoors.
Well,
considering we're talking genetics, neither is a pack of seeds.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
Exactly.
pop
You've
five
got 5 different
out of the
phenotypes.
same pack, and they're all going to be
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
'Cause-
with how many? We were talking about the princess before. How
Mm.
many packs of seeds? Sorry, I keep calling it the Cinderella.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
people needed? If we wanted to do that as a community, how many of us would need to get a packet to find that? There's a gem in everything out there.
Exactly. Yep.
I think it amuses me too when I know we like to have, strain descriptions and stuff like that, but the longer you grow, the more I personally find it a little bit amusing that this is the picture that goes with this plant. Well, good luck with that, because again, per our conversation, why doesn't mine look like that? Well, I think it's thrown a different pheno. Well, no one told me about that.
It also depends on how
depending-
stable the lineage is too. How far down they've worked the line. Is it a reversal?
Exactly.
A self?
Is it an F1?
F8?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the world we're in nowadays. Everything's getting worked with.
The world's some of us are in. There are people out there doing some damn good work that I would really like to get some recognition one day, not just the Europeans and things like that. There's some people perpetuating genetics that their families have perpetuated for a very, very long time. And
This is very true too. Yep.
we only see the parts that we think of it like this. We've only got into this aspect of the plant very soon. It didn't occur naturally in our regions for a long time. It had to be traded here as it did elsewhere, but we didn't have access to the Silk Roads. So all these varieties that we grow, if you just show them to these other people, they would look exactly the same because they are our land races. I know it sounds stupid because they're not land races, but in 10,000 years' time, when these genetics are different, they will look back and they say, this belonged to this group of people, and that's how they cultivated.
Yeah.
And also, like, social media really kind of skews our like the whole community view on I guess strains and what's out there, because a lot of people that post stuff up on social media just to avoid I guess detection by people being able to notice landmarks and things like that around in the outdoors, don't post a lot of like social media content. And
Yeah.
the indoor market is very Cali indoor hybridy, and where they don't chase I guess resistances and structures that are best suited for our types of environments, which is why our local community is so important in what they're doing in the establishment of the Australian phenotypes, because it's not that jet fuel, yada yada. It's a personal life and blood, and something that's been bred all the way through all of this safety and security risks, and it's truly a testament.
Mm.
Yeah, but like you were back to that social media point. That's exactly it too. You got these guys on social media in these legal countries and legal states, and they run facilities where they're doing, maybe 1,000 of that one plant. Photo you're
Yeah.
seeing is of that one strain is out of 1,000. That's the best looking one.
Yeah.
So you're going to buy your pack of 3 seed, $100 Aussie, and then you're going to be
Yep.
disappointed when they don't look like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the
That-
gamble too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna put up a photo of you shit faced in the couch on your dating profile, are you?
Well, exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on the dating profile, doesn't it, mate?
I like to know. I like to be transparent, Mud.
Depends on the target audience, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, got to know what they're getting in for. Mm.
But even when it comes down to seed packs, you may get an exact copy, and which is not possible. Someone may duplicate with some magic a copy and send it over the world, and you may put it in, and you may get none that they get because of many
Well, you've
different
got to
factors.
create exactly the same environment, don't you? This is the point that
And your
we're all
best
making.
chance,
Yeah.
your best chance is something like an IBL, like an inbred line.
Absolutely.
That's of chasing something like that. But if you see that F1 photo and then you go and buy the pack of F1 seeds, chances are you're going to get everything's going to be wildly different.
Yeah.
F1's a
And it
hunting
might
fruit,
take
I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's nothing because you might find
No,
something
it's a lot
that's
of fun.
absolutely beautiful or a standout in its own way.
Exactly.
Like that mango
Yeah.
haze. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets. I would grow it again. I would grow long. I would grow something that's 20 weeks if it's beautiful, because I grow for passion and not for profit. So I'm very lucky in that a lot of people have mouths to feed, and I'm very lucky that I'm not like that.
I was going to say on that. So, how long do you reckon it was total from seed to harvest?
It's not done yet.
Okay, so how long are you looking at?
We're at 7 weeks.
7 weeks of flower now.
We're at 7 weeks. No, of flower, yes. We're at 7 weeks now. We're at about 100 days of, and about another 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a little bit more. She's very haze leaning, very, very haze leaning. She's fucking gorgeous.
I was going to say that's going to be that's an underestimate in my opinion if you're saying that.
Yeah. So you think a bit longer?
I was probably going to say you'd be looking at 14-ish weeks if she's leaning that haze heavy.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, usually have more experience than me. I'd be very interested to see. I haven't been able to find much instances of her indoors, so I don't know how that will affect her growth time. But yeah, she's definitely got a while. I'll have to get some updated pictures of her. She's doing well.
Yeah, I'm keen to follow that, and we'll follow it on the next. We'll touch base again for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could have done 3 runs of something else basically in this time. If you were a commercial producer.
Thought about it. Yeah. Probably. I could have chucked a bunch of cuts into some DWC, and I could have definitely ran 3 very high production runs. Yeah, but then I wouldn't have been able to enjoy her or the smoke, or my family wouldn't have been able to enjoy it. Wouldn't have been able to bring that aspect of things. Would have been bottlenecked by some of what the genetics that come over from overseas are.
Say 1,000%. Yeah, and this is what I was sort of getting at. Yeah, good fun.
And you really just brought absolute best out. Like you've honored it, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah. And
Still
by giving her
working
her
at
own
it,
space. Yeah.
She's back in the main one now because I
Yep.
was able to remove some other things because she's such a long flower. So, but she's got a nice little bit of space now, and she's staked up because I had to get a vet.
Yep. Cool.
You
Yeah,
had to
try to do
shuffle
it
her
well.
back again because she's taken so long to finish. I need to get other stuff on the go.
Exactly right. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've got a hunt to do myself. I've got some of my own stuff to look through. So
So you got the Hemsworth brothers, mate, in that pack of seeds there. One short and stocky, and one huge.
and those are the only two females I ran. One was a male, so I have no idea the rest that's in there, and I really can't wait to find out. I can't wait. I'm going to be getting the mango haze itself at some time because I looked where Wally got it and everything, and that line has been worked for a long time before it got here, and then it was good for there, but when it got here and Wally worked it for here, beautiful.
Yep.
He's amazing. He does some amazing.
Yeah, he-
And I can probably give you some
very
further back a little bit than that. I've got some of his Laos mango and stuff too. I could probably give you some of that.
I think I've heard him talk about that when he was on Breeder Syndicate.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. Yeah, his haze work is definitely where he shone. I thought his Z99 was where he shined until running some of that.
Yeah, man and many talents.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Gives
no,
you hope
we
in
definitely.
Aussies, doesn't it?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
it. And that was all
There's
done.
some new ones around too.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
New
I was
Aussies
gonna
up and
say that
coming,
was all
man.
done
Come speak to 'em.
so long ago.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a few awesome Aussies around chucking
Yep.
beautiful stuff out, and the more people that can grow it would be awesome too.
Yep.
It's definitely
Don't-
not going to
don't pick
disappoint.
with your- Don't pick with social media. Pick with yourself. Find something catches your eye.
That's a really good point because I've
Yeah.
definitely seen a couple of like really passionate breeders get absolutely like demolished on their first learning steps. When the F1, like what we were talking about before, it doesn't reflect the photo of the mother that they chose to breed with the father, and then they've done their first line of seeds and gotten them out to the community for testing, and then get roasted and kind of get
Yeah.
disheartened with it. So definitely that's a really good piece of advice, that mod.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll vibe with
'Cause
something.
these people,
Yeah, you'll find something.
well, these people that are testing, sorry, Mud, to keep interrupting, should be.
No, I'm bad for it.
They should be encouraging that breeder that's giving them that opportunity to test. Going, mate, I didn't like this, but I found this one, and I'm going to send you a cut back because you've got to now rework that because that's more like what the mum is or whatever. This is where we need to work together
now
as
you're
a
part of it.
community.
Now you're a part of the
Yeah.
whole. Now you are history. Now you have a voice. Now you can stand up and say, "Hang on, I do have a say because I."
Yeah, and a lot
I
of
am
breeders
this
will give you credit in that cut too.
Yeah, and if they don't, and you haven't asked for it, maybe ask for it. And if you don't, then don't send them the cut back. It's communication.
Yeah, but there's a lot of hype cuts out there that have got strains or cultivars that have got off cuts named other cuts that are way better than the
Absolutely.
original.
The stuff I'm looking into is one of them. It's the thing. It is not what it's just a cut of what it originally is, and that's when you do. Yeah, I mean everything is a cut of everything in the female something and all of that at some point. So yeah, just also stop following the hype. Look into a bit of if you're big into it, look into a little bit of the history of the strain or a little bit of something. Find something you vibe with, more energy into it, so you get a lot better, more energy in your space.
Or head over to our WRC Discord, chat to a couple of the breeders on there, find out their passion, where their passion lies. You might find something. You might just vibe with them and go, fuck, I really want to grow your stuff.
Yeah.
Because you love what you're talking about and you're passionate.
And having others that you can compare grows and like delight in how different they are or how similar they are and be in a supportive environment where it's not this competition, there's no flexing, it's just knowledge and growing and, encouraging each other. And yeah, I love it. It's good.
Especially no ego.
Well, I'm going to drop a name. one on the Discord, Dragon Force Industries. He's well overlooked in
Yeah.
what he's doing and the work he puts in. I think I only know one person that's actually grown out and shown the photos from seed to harvest of his stuff.
Wow.
Rather than him, and some of his stuff is, generations
Phenomenal.
and generations deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd like to give him a shout out too, because I've had a lot of questions and a lot of them are really dumb and complicated questions. I know it's a bit of a contradiction, but he's reached out and answers everything. So if you're even a breeder with questions or an aspiring breeder, it doesn't have to just be growers, or even if you're just a smoker and you're looking to find out what will work as a medicine for you, come ask the people that know what they're talking about. Don't go ask don't ask people that are trained to fill you with opioids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Or working off a script.
Or people that are in it for marketing purposes and just want to, make a deal or make a sale.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. They're working off their pharmaceutical marketing script.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
need this because my paperwork says that this was what's going to work. No, come speak to people with real life experience that have
Yeah.
tried it, tested it. Yeah.
Especially in your
Yeah.
climate. How can a
Yeah.
packet from America tell you what's going to happen over here?
Yeah.
Exactly. You can do environment the best you can, but there's still so many variable factors that you'll never dial in and that we don't see.
And you can't, and you simply can't.
Never
Down to
possibly
magnetic pools of the earth.
Exactly.
Everything people don't understand of how these things behave, including.
Mm.
Oh, and some of us,
Oh, we're all forever
we
learning.
all never will.
Yeah.
That's right.
No.
That's the best part, isn't it? If we learn,
hopefully,
we would.
hopefully we don't.
Mm.
Hopefully
No,
we don't at all.
we think we
because
do
then
now.
there's more for everyone else to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And if we all think we know everything for too long, no questions will be asked, so therefore no progress will be made. We need to ask questions to go further.
Amen. Yeah. Big
And more
time.
minds in the game. Just the more people that get inspired by those questions, the more people that get inspired by the dudes doing it, and fostering that great environment. The more you get, like everyone's each individual application and commitment to this is a huge step in the direction of never ending, just never ending exploration.
Yeah.
And
Well said, Timmy.
empowering the people. Absolutely.
But like
Yeah.
like you were saying before about that grow, breeders leasing their first line and then copping shit for it. That throws back to exactly what you just said. Build them up instead. Give them some feedback. Yeah.
Be helpful with what you give back to them. And don't just
because the
again
more we
feel like you're
feed off each other,
Yeah.
And if you have
The more
something
seats at
negative
the
to
table.
say about somebody's work, say it to them and not behind their back.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
destroying this culture.
Yep.
They
Yep.
might not know
Yep.
that this is an issue. They might not. This
Yeah,
may
exactly.
never have expressed itself before,
Yep.
or something like that. But yeah, the
Yep,
the
and
different
99% of these guys are great people that are more than happy to bend over backwards to make sure that they fix whatever that issue may be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you come at it right.
Exactly.
Some people get defensive
Exactly.
too because you got to understand people put love and soul and effort, and a lot of people sacrifice a lot to do this. If you're a hobby dude, and you just do it for the medicine for yourself and your wife, and you do 4 plants, or you're the dude trapping out, or you're breaking the same laws, guys. These are all risking the same thing.
Yeah.
How about a bit of brotherhood, a little bit of fraternity in this thing, because it's enemies of each other.
Exactly. There's no competition. We're just trying to all be able to do it, eh?
No,
Yeah,
that's
so come
right.
get
But if
involved
you
with
are
us.
running a commercial grow and you're on the Discord or whatever and you want a producer, talk to some people before you just invest in something that might be a bit random, that might throw a few different phenos. Someone might point you in the line of something that's a well-known, solid IBL producer. If that's what your ultimate goal is to feed your family in the weight at the end of the day, or if it's like mud and chasing through genetics and looking for those standouts and those things, come and speak to us too, because there's blokes here that's what they specialize in as well.
Some might be sharing the same thing you're looking into too. You might have looked all over the world, all over the internet for this particular thing that someone's looking into, and then you pop in there and you're like, oh wow, there it is. And you can work with somebody. You never know what you'll find.
And that
Exactly.
person might also say, "Oh, no, I can't get that, but have you heard of this one? Because I found it so similar," or I've, whatever. This is all a network, a feast really of information that people can link up with.
It's a society. This is
Yeah,
building the foundations of a society for our people and our culture that's been ignored.
yeah,
We should, yeah. It's a good
yeah.
place with a good spirit.
It is.
Yeah, definitely. That's
And
the roots
information,
run deep.
that's definitely deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So, oh, we've covered a lot on the basis of everything. Probably not a lot on genetics, but that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you got any question about any more of that stuff that I'm running? I'll speak genetics until the cows come home. Sure, we'll get to this in the future.
Oh yeah, we're going to come back and touch base again for sure.
Can I give a quick shout out to some of our brothers over in the States?
Go for it.
I know you guys are going through a little bit right now, and if any of you are listening to this, we've got you over here. We understand completely. Some of those younger cats don't know what some of you older fellas are dealing with, so you've been through it all before, and you've seen it go through it again. I know it's a bit uncertain, so we got you back over here. Come hang out if you want to reach out and have a chat too. We understand.
Yeah, well said, mate. Yeah, the Discord's open there. You'll find the links on the Instagram and things like that. Jump in. But we've got a couple of Canadian blokes in here. I think there's a couple of blokes from Europe in here as well. So, yeah, jump in. Always good to chat.
If you do
Always.
find, sorry, Roo, my apologies.
Speak, mate. Speak.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
going to say, no. I was just going to say, and if you do find that winning cut, if you are blessed to trial, an up and coming breeder, and you find something fantastic, just a little shout out for Tom at Growers Pal, who does the Plant Guard solo carriers. Like, comes with an LED light, perfect for getting your cutting back off to your old mate and to all your friends. So those generators can be shared around the place, because
Yeah.
I've only sent cuttings in mail before, and to have something secure and great for that is it's an instant win.
Oh, the Growers
Growers
Power
Pal.
clone shippers, mate. They are, they're a lifesaver. No, they can, they don't compare to a bit of paper towel. That's for sure.
No, it's brought it all to a whole new level. Like serious. Yeah.
Yeah, and available at the wildvault.xyz as well. So come see us over there as well. Because Tom does some cool stuff. They're also running the new upgraded LED in them too, so they fit a bit better on the back panel, last longer. Yeah, good stuff.
Are they battery? Oh, they would be. What's the battery life on those?
Oh, they last forever.
Beautiful.
They're like one of the fat watch batteries.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, they'd put off a bit of light for a while then. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they throw some light. You've got to sort of double wrap at least your packages, because the light will shine through in a dark place.
Sorry, I just had this. We're packaging for smell, and then we're packaging for light. I find it funny. We can do this.
We're just helping these facilities start they're starting growing. They're just having these sitting these bloody posts this week. They're just starting. They just don't know it yet.
That's it.
Yeah,
Double
amen.
shrink wrap it
Yeah.
in foil. Yeah, double package bag. You'll be sweet.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
The
so
packaging costs more than the cut at the end, but it's all right.
Well, maybe not.
No, definitely
No.
not. The cut's always worth it.
Yeah.
If you've had the inkling to send it, or that someone wants it, then
Yeah.
it's definitely worth more than monetary value you can put on it, I think.
Yeah.
Especially, your genetics is not replicable in that way. So
I
Exactly.
do have to ask, did you take a cutting of this infamous girl that you got? You don't have to answer that, by the way.
In a situation where I wasn't to take cuts before throwing them in,
Right.
but I am. So I don't know if she's truly that unique because I haven't been through the rest of her yet, the rest of that pack. that pack,
Yeah.
but I'll be re-vegging her most likely, and if it's successful, I'll be going through the rest of that pack. A cut for a mother if it happens to be so.
Right.
If
Okay.
she's successful, re-vegging
Yeah.
can be a bit of an ordeal, I've heard.
Well, it can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit
Sometimes
hit
they
or
just
miss.
do it
Yeah.
and love to. Yeah, and sometimes they don't.
I don't know
I
how
know
big she,
someone
how
who
well
doesn't
she.
even try.
I don't know how she'd be going so big and only having that root space is taken up, and yeah, I'm not sure. I have to figure that one
Yeah.
out.
Mm.
That should be good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure
you
it
might just
is.
have to get a bit rough. As long as you don't hurt that
Yeah.
main taproot, you should be all right.
Well, I just don't. Am I going to transplant 70 liters into what 100 liters?
How much bigger do you go? You know.
I mean, I
Oh,
have
you could
100
probably
liters.
pull her out and then trim the root ball back and then put her back in.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's great advice. I appreciate that. That's
That is a
fantastic
good
advice.
advice.
Especially if I
Yeah.
hit
Yeah,
it
especially
with
if you're just
some
going to,
microbes.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what do
exactly.
you think
Treat
of
it with some
this?
mycorrhizae.
My plan was to take her out and put her into one of my beds outside during veg season if it's still happening.
Yep.
Do you think I'll get enough time to re-veg her and get a cut?
That's hard to say on the genetics.
Yeah, that's one of those genetics things, isn't it?
That is, yeah, it falls back to the genetics whether they're going to play the game or not. Indoors, you have a lot better options because you can, dial your lights down, run them 24 hours.
Yeah, 20. Yeah,
And-
that's the big thing I think I run into
and-
is, yeah.
And force it. But yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to stop that hormone enough.
It's going to be able to find out, eh?
Yeah. Oh, look, go for it. It's only worth, yeah. It's worth
And
a
then I
shot.
can share with other people who are wondering the same thing, at least, even if it fails. Tell them that it worked or didn't.
Yep, definitely. Because what is it? Gibberellin? I think I'm
Gibberellin,
saying it right. Yeah.
Gibraltic acid,
That's
whatever
that.
they call it. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Gibraltic
That's
acid,
that
something
hormone.
like that.
That's that hormone that just dumps when you go flip into flower. So maybe I don't know if you'll be able to get rid of it enough for it to want to veg again outdoors, is what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah. I could. That's where I might have to get creative with my ferments. That's probably where I might have to get sneaky on that side of things to see if I can mess around with that. But that is a story for a different episode.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. But I didn't even think about that too. So that's a great idea as well.
Mm.
Very nice, team.
Yeah, they're good
Well-
rabbit holes to jump down.
Definitely.
Mm.
I can't wait till we can go down some specific ones. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. That's the way people learn. Like, this is brilliant. This is exactly the process of finding out new discoveries and new things that they can handle and all that. Is someone prepared to go, yeah, I'm just going to try it, see if I can make it work. And then saying, and if it does, I'll be able to pass on that information. That's brilliant.
Unfortunately, I'm a little arrogant. So that's basically what I do. It's if someone tells me, you cannot do that, and then I do it and it works. And I say, see, I told you I could. You probably can't.
I personally don't see that as arrogant. I just think as, like you're like
Confident,
being
I suppose.
challenged. Like I'm up for the challenge. All right, I see that as a challenge now. Let's do this. Arrogance is when you don't succeed, but you still think you're fucking good.
Oh,
You
I
know,
fail a
you'll
lot,
succeed,
but I'll admit
so-
it. I'll go to people. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I was a
the
dickhead. That was a
difference,
terrible
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't say class you as that.
That's
Just
not
a
arrogance.
challenge.
That's just someone
let's
willing to
do
learn.
this. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
We're all learning. That's what we're all doing.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, well, embrace it. The more people that do embrace that, learn and don't think that they're the best at what they do is so much better for everyone.
I can't stand
Like
not
last
knowing.
episode, Mud, you asked me, you said, okay, what do you think about your ventilation? I thought, damn, that was a good question. What do I do? And I started sorting it out properly the next 3 or 4 days because I needed to attend to it. I don't know why I brought this up, but it was more the questions are so useful. And then when we contemplate it, I just end up learning more, and I learn more about what I'm doing myself and
Yeah.
understand it more. So at the moment, indoors is on par. It's perfect, and my exhaust fan hasn't even turned up. So whatever I did has, so we're so capable sometimes, even if we aren't able to, like, speak it and explain it, like I'm not doing really well at the minute, but we're still able to work it out.
Well, I'm glad
Very
even
clever
as a
people.
host of our
Yeah.
beautiful show that you've come away inspired.
Yes.
Yeah, and no arrogance either, because I am a much more less experienced grower than yourself, and you're still able to be like, oh, yeah, it's a good point. And as you're saying, if we have, there's questions that don't have answers yet, and if the questions aren't asked, we're never going to get the answers for them.
Amen.
Yeah, that's right. So
And
if
I
you got a
think,
question, come to the Discord and ask us.
yep,
And
we'll
if you want it
value it.
discussed on here, come
Yep.
bring it on
Oh, please.
and ask us to discuss it on the podcast, because
Yep.
I'm sure you'll get a whole come away with a whole new understanding of the question you asked.
And it
And
could
we
be a
might come out
really
with a whole
good
new
discussion.
understanding as well ourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
We may
Yeah.
learn. You may be bringing
Yeah,
information we
exactly.
don't know, and that's important.
Oh, that's
And it could be
definitely
something we
important.
need to
Yep.
talk about.
We're
Yeah.
not just here to teach; we're here to learn too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Forever learning, forever a student of this beautiful plan of ours. That's for sure.
Amen.
Because she's always
Forever
got
growing.
something to
That's how
teach
it
us.
works.
Yep.
That's that's what I love. Started new to this. A lot of people are disheartened and they don't like that. They don't like admitting it. I'm the opposite. It's great. That means I've got 30 years to catch up with everybody else. You betcha. That's a lot of knowledge and fun to learn.
Yeah.
A lot of plans to
Yeah.
look through.
And it's
A
such
lot
a
of
good
terps to enjoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
should just never stop learning. I think I
No.
think as a grower, if you feel like you've reached the pinnacle and you feel like you are the best grower, go
Yes.
sit in your little comfortable chair, pack up your shit, and start
Yeah.
supporting the other boys that are putting in the hard work, and
Well,
try and
that's it.
them up to your level if you're that good. But I don't think
Yep.
anyone's that good that they're going to hang up their hat for that reason. So that's a little
No.
challenge to you
Yeah,
all out
suddenly
there.
they get a random pheno, expression, and boom, back to ground zero again. Because
Yep.
what doesn't work for the Cali strains, might work for something else, something red, and suddenly you're relearning everything that you know. Agree.
Exactly, mate. Yep. Yep. So thank you, legends, for joining us today. Was awesome. Another awesome chat. I think we'll
Glad
pretty
to
much
be
wrap it
here.
up there, because.
Yep.
So yes, thank
And
you
again,
everyone
it's
for
been an
joining
honour.
us again
Yep.
at the Terpene Table. Tink, thank you for joining us.
It's been a blessing and glad to be here.
Timmy, thanks, mate. Always
Oh,
a pleasure.
it's always up to you guys. Yeah, we even agreed at the same time, and until next, as was dirty and yourself blazing a trail.
Thank you, mate. And Mud, thank you for your wisdom and insight and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your intrigue.
Experiences, I guess.
Yeah, and your intrigue.
Yeah. No worries. Always a pleasure here to be talking to people about like-minded things. And, as I say, keep your nose to the mud, guys. You got to sniff that dirt and you got to know what's wrong. Women love a man that can keep his biology under control.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So like we say, if you want to come in, drop into the Discord, have a chat. Even if you just want to know what Mud's sniffing again this week.
I will always tell you.
Yeah, he's very open and honest with what he likes sniffing.
Both tells about everything. Come ask anything.
Yep.
Everyone, thanks again for joining us at the Terpene Table, and we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, Roo.
Peace out.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Give me a home out in the bush, please, with lots of more trees, a bomber to me, mate. Wild roots, some skunk out the back, hydro in the shed, in the old smoking chair. In the old smoking chair.